Narcissists are masters of manipulation. They possess an uncanny ability to twist reality and bend the truth to suit their own needs. They weave intricate webs of deceit, creating a facade that can be difficult to see through. Their lies are often so well crafted that even the most discerning individuals can be fooled. Often leaving their victims feeling lost and confused, narcissists use their charm to disarm and their words to persuade. Their charisma can be intoxicating, drawing people in before they even realize what's happening. Their actions are meticulously calculated to serve their own needs, often at the expense of others. They strategize like master chess players, always thinking several moves ahead. In the realm of divorce and custody battles, their manipulative tactics reach new heights. They exploit the legal system, turning it into a battleground where they can continue their campaign of control and dominance. This leaves a trail of emotional devastation in their wake, affecting not just their former partners, but entire families. The emotional toll can be overwhelming, leading to feelings of isolation and despair. This is especially true when it comes to the heartbreaking phenomenon of narcissistic parental alienation. In these cases, the narcissist's need for control extends to their children, using them as tools to hurt their former partners. Narcissists, driven by an insatiable need for control and admiration, will stop at nothing to maintain their power. They see their children not as individuals but as extensions of themselves, to be used and manipulated as they see fit. Often employing parental alienation as a tool to maintain power and dominance over their former partners, they create a toxic environment where the child is forced to choose sides. They use their children as pawns in their game of control, manipulating them into rejecting the other parent. This creates a deep emotional conflict within the child, who is torn between loyalty and love for both parents. By whispering lies and planting seeds of doubt, they manipulate their children into rejecting the other parent, often the one who is more nurturing and protective. The protective parent, often the target of these manipulations, is left feeling helpless and heartbroken. They watch as their relationship with their child deteriorates, despite their best efforts to maintain it. This insidious form of emotional abuse can have long-lasting and devastating effects on both the alienated parent and, most importantly, the child caught in the crossfire. The child's sense of security and self-worth can be severely damaged. This essay delves into the complexities of narcissistic parental alienation, exploring the psychological tactics employed by narcissists and the profound impact these tactics have on families. Shedding light on the tactics employed by narcissists, it aims to provide a deeper understanding of their behavior and the ways in which they manipulate those around them. The impact on the protective parent is profound, often leading to feelings of guilt, anxiety, and depression. They may find themselves questioning their own worth and abilities as a parent. The heartbreaking consequences for the children involved are even more severe. They may struggle with feelings of abandonment, confusion, and deep emotional pain that can last a lifetime. This essay aims to empower protective parents with knowledge, validation, and a sense of hope for the future. By understanding the dynamics at play, they can better navigate the challenges they face and find a sense of hope for the future. There is always a possibility for healing and rebuilding relationships, even in the face of such adversity. Parental alienation is a form of child abuse. It is a serious issue that can have long-term consequences for children, affecting their emotional and psychological well-being. It is crucial to recognize the signs and take action to protect the children involved. Seeking help from qualified professionals can make a significant difference. If you are experiencing parental alienation, it is important to seek help from a qualified professional. They can provide the support and guidance needed to navigate this challenging situation and work towards healing and recovery. Parental alienation is a form of emotional abuse that leaves deep, invisible scars on a child's heart and mind. It occurs when one parent manipulates a child into rejecting the other parent without legitimate reason, often through subtle and insidious means. Imagine a child's heart, once overflowing with love for both parents, being slowly poisoned with seeds of doubt, fear, and anger. This emotional turmoil can be overwhelming for a young mind. This is the devastating reality of parental alienation, a form of child psychological abuse that often arises in the aftermath of a separation or divorce involving a narcissistic parent. The child becomes a pawn in a bitter game of control and manipulation. The narcissistic parent, unable to tolerate the thought of the child loving and bonding with the other parent, embarks on a campaign to destroy that bond. They seek to monopolize the child's affection and loyalty. They employ a range of tactics, including smear campaigns, emotional manipulation, and outright lies, to turn the child against the targeted parent. These tactics are often subtle, making it difficult for the child to understand the manipulation. This manipulation can be subtle and insidious, often disguised as protecting the child from the supposed bad parent. The child, unable to discern the truth, becomes increasingly confused and distressed. The child, caught in this web of manipulation, experiences a heartbreaking internal conflict. They are torn between their love for both parents and the pressure to choose sides. They are forced to choose between two people they love, their sense of loyalty and security shattered. This emotional tug-of-war leaves them feeling isolated and abandoned. The consequences of this emotional tug-of-war can be devastating, leading to a range of psychological and emotional problems for the child. These can include anxiety, depression, and difficulties in forming healthy relationships in the future. The scars of parental alienation can last a lifetime, affecting the child's well-being long into adulthood. Narcissists are skilled manipulators, adept at distorting reality to fit their narrative. They possess an arsenal of tactics designed to alienate the child from the protective parent. One common tactic is to smear the other parent's reputation, painting them as dangerous, unstable, or unloving. They may fabricate stories, exaggerate minor incidents, or twist the truth to portray themselves as the victim and the protective parent as the villain. Another tactic is to control the child's access to the other parent, creating barriers to communication and visitation. They may withhold phone calls, intercept letters, or make false accusations to restrict contact. This manipulation aims to isolate the child from the protective parent, fostering a sense of abandonment and rejection. Narcissists are also experts at emotional manipulation. They may shower the child with gifts and attention when they comply with their wishes, while withdrawing affection and approval when the child expresses a desire to see the other parent. This creates a toxic cycle of reward and punishment, conditioning the child to associate the protective parent with negative emotions. For the protective parent, the experience of narcissistic parental alienation is nothing short of bewildering. It feels like being thrust into a labyrinth where every turn leads to more confusion and heartache. They often find themselves blindsided, struggling to comprehend the sudden shift in their child's behavior. The once warm and loving relationship seems to evaporate overnight, replaced by a cold and distant demeanor that is both shocking and painful. The child who once ran into their arms with joy now shrinks away, their eyes filled with distrust and resentment. It's as if a wall has been erected between them, a barrier that grows taller and more impenetrable with each passing day. The protective parent's attempts to reason with the child are often met with hostility, their expressions of love rebuffed. Conversations that once flowed easily are now fraught with tension and misunderstanding, leaving the parent feeling isolated and rejected. They are accused of things they never did, their character assassinated by a barrage of lies and distortions. Each false accusation feels like a dagger to the heart, deepening the wound and making reconciliation seem like a distant dream. The pain of rejection from their own child cuts deep, leaving them feeling helpless, heartbroken, and deeply misunderstood. The nights are long and filled with sorrow, as they replay every interaction, searching for answers that never come. The protective parent may initially try to rationalize the child's behavior, attributing it to the stress of the separation or the influence of the other parent's grieving process. They cling to the hope that this is just a phase, a temporary storm that will eventually pass. However, as the alienation intensifies, they begin to realize that something far more sinister is at play. The realization dawns slowly, like a creeping shadow, that their child is being manipulated and turned against them. They are caught in a web of deceit, their every action scrutinized, their every word twisted, and their every attempt to reconnect with their child met with resistance. The maze of lies seems endless, and the path to their child's heart, once so clear, is now obscured by the fog of manipulation and mistrust.